Hey guys, I'm GreenFly, and today we're going to be making villains. Well, we're going to be taking some villains, we're going to be redesigning them in my way, and yeah, that is pretty much what we're going to be doing, and we're jumping into it right now. Let's go for it. Okay, so we'll be taking 3 villains and redesigning them my way. So I thought, you know what, the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to do Eggman. Eggman's had so many designs over the years. It's kind of crazy. Some really cool ones, some really cartoonish ones, some ones that are a bit eh. But let's be honest here, trying to redesign a character in general can be, well, difficult. Definitely not an easy thing. It's not just that if you're designing a character, never been designed before, you're doing the very first of that character. But then taking the character and redesigning it for being either a bit more modern or changing out the environment can be difficult. I mean, a lot of characters, a lot of villains, especially over the years, have had a lot of different iterations of that stuff. There's even like, you've got ones like Megatron and all that have had so many different versions. Like, he's done so many different styles and everything else. Like, more than Optimus Prime. Let's be honest, Optimus has always been a truck, and that's about it. The same colours, everything else. Megatron's been kind of going all over the place. It's the same with Eggman, so is he. And I thought, okay, we're going to take Eggman, but we're going to put it to the point that he's been fighting this hedgehog for so goddamn long, it's gotten to the point that he's losing parts of himself. He's lost his legs, he's lost like one of his eyes, he's pretty much had to fix his glasses, stuff like that. He's gone so paranoid with this damn blasted hedgehog that it's got to the point that now he's trying to make contingencies. He's got, obviously, his robot legs, he's got a chance that pretty much he was knocked off his flying vehicle for so many times, so now he can kind of hover and fly away with just these bottom half. His clothes are kind of ragged and everything else, so he's not really minded with that, because it was the point of having to repair your clothes all the time, because to the point that it's just like pointless at this point, because they had to fight him so many times. And it's got to the point that he's practically keeping an eye on him 24/7, which is definitely going to the point of a crazy mad scientist, but he kind of is in a way, I suppose. But he's now at the point that is his wit end and wants to just destroy that blue menace, pretty much. So yeah, this is pretty much my version of Dr. Eggman. So there's definitely some inspirations from some other versions. There's so many different ways I could have gone with this, but I thought this would be cool. I guess in a way you can kind of like integrate with his machine, so he can kind of plug himself in from the bottom half and really control them and all this. So yeah, overall I thought this was a really cool design. I really liked how it went and all this, and yeah, I generally enjoy doing this one. So here is Dr. Eggman. Okay, we have our second villain for today, and it is Grogar from My Little Pony. Generation 4? Yeah, Generation 4. Well, he's from Generation 4, but I think he's from Generation, I can't remember if it's from 1 or 2, but the original character was made a long time ago, quite a long time ago, and the two versions are completely different. Well, we found out in Generation 4 that was actually fake kind of Grogar and all this art style, but there was only really been kind of 2 official versions of him from what I've looked at and stuff like that, but it's interesting. So I thought I would take him and make him into a version that I would kind of think, because pretty much we didn't really get fully the full might of Grogar after we kind of found out a little bit of lore and stuff like that. We found that he's the father of all monsters, so he kind of created all the monsters that were in Equestria, which is really cool. But it kind of was a bit short-lived and all this, so kind of wish we had a bit more, you know, really grand craziness of them, some powers and all. So I thought, okay, what we're going to do is pretty much we are going to take Grogar and we're going to make him to a version that I feel it should have been done in. Change the look of the bell. I thought I would change the look of his straps and stuff like that. And I thought I'd make his horns a bit more jagged and thingy. He is kind of based on a goat and all that, but I thought, you know what, let's make him a bit more demonic, show that he can really turn into a craziest monster. Not only can he pretty much, I thought this version make monsters willy-nilly, but also manipulate himself and literally show that it's not just his looks, but his magic is beyond a hell of another layer. Almost like very godlike and divine and very demonic. So Always going to show that he's kind of like the king of monsters and all this stuff. Wow, what a thing. But yeah, there were so different ways I can go, but I wanted to give him a bit more bulk, make him a bit bigger as well and stuff like that. Not too big, but still like not as big as like T-Rex was and all that, but still a bit, you know, double the size of, I would guess you say, but maybe about like Celestia size, you know, that roughly kind of like intimidating version of him. So yeah, overall, Grogar, I thought, you know, throw it out there, do it, and kind of show, I thought this is a perfect excuse to draw my version of Grogar, and how I feel it kind of maybe should have looked. But anyway, here is the cool and mighty powerful Grogar. Okay, our last villain is Zurg. We'll be redesigning him today. Zurg is pretty much a cool and interesting villain and stuff like that. I've liked his design for quite a few years, stuff like that. Obviously, if you don't know who he is, he's from Toy Story 2. That was originally kind of came from, the whole idea. Well, that was the first that I kind of saw him. He's been in like TV shows and series and stuff like that. His recent one was like in the film stuff like that, obviously Lightyear and stuff like that. The problem was they kind of went like, he was a guy in a suit and all that, but what they did is they pretty much, the actual Zurg from the film, they kind of made him a mech. Not really a suit and all this, and people weren't quite happy with the design. Guess not quite happy with the take. Like, you expect that it would have been like maybe a bit bigger, like double the size of stuff like that, but it just wasn't quite the right, you know, and all that. So I thought I want to design how I feel that he should have kind of looked. But yeah, pretty much. So one of the things I wanted to do was I wanted to make sure that he had double the size. Big, but not massive. And one of the inspiration I kind of took is pretty much the Terminators from pretty much, well, Warhammer, pretty much. Because they're pretty much like bit bigger than a Space Marine, and I thought, well, that's a good kind of size and reference. I went, okay, because I want them to be a bit bigger than like Buzz Lightyear, of course, so he's able to like pick him up, intimidate him, and then pure chuck him like it's nothing, like it's pure easy. And I kind of figured if he's got a giant massive gun, which he does, then he should be able to pick up that thing with ease. It still looks big on him, but pretty much it is the only weapon that he can pick up. No one else can pick up this pure tri-cannon blaster, pretty much. It looks so cool, and it's like, it's a pretty cool gun. And I'm like, okay, I really can go with this. So, a few little things I want to make sure is he's got to have the cape. He has to have it. He's got those purples, everything else, but I wanted to give him like a cloak, like he's like hiding from the shadows, almost kind of like, I guess as if quite a few kind of like villain vibes I've been thinking about, and all this is space and all that. Like, I want to make sure that it is actual a suit of power armor, like it's an actual big suit, not a mech. It's double his size, but pretty much he can pretty much just go whoa whoa, and he's just a force to be reckoned with. So yeah, this is my take on Zurg, and I hope you guys like this as well. So overall, I really enjoyed this one. I probably spent the most on this one, most time, I will admit. And yeah, but anyway, here is Zurg. And here we have it. We have done 3 villain redesigns my way. So yeah, overall, I will say it's definitely challenging to take something that already exists and redesign it, because there's so many things you've got to kind of look at. You've got like, there's a live action things for sometimes, you've got like anime, you've got animation, but then it's also the style it's done and all this, and what kind of way you got to kind of match the kind of style, and there's so many different ways you've got to kind of get that kind of feel for that kind of thing. Some are loved, some are kind of hated. It's a hit or miss with designs in general, and yeah, it's very interesting. There's so many things you got to go for and all that, because obviously you can kind of like making a character up, that's the first original one, but then for someone, another artist, to look at that character and go, right, how would I design it for this universe or this series or whatever? Is he going to be a bit more softer? Is he going to be more intimidating? And it's a lot to definitely go for. That's for sure. Overall, I really enjoyed this, and I hope you guys enjoyed this too. Maybe leave a comment, leave a like, a subscribe would be appreciated if you want to see more things like this in the future. Anyway, I'm GreenFly. I'll see you guys later. Till next time, see you around.